Hello there, you loose units, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Iles. Hope you've been looking after yourselves, looking after each other, pulling your heads in and all that jazz. Here we are again, yes, and today we're going to review something that is via request, that's right. Someone wrote in and told me to, or asked me to, review something, and here we are, so we're going to get straight into it. Today's review is about Psycho Goreman. Two young siblings dig up an ancient intergalactic monster in their backyard, and this Encino Goreman is thirsty for blood. Ironically, he can't hurt anyone unless the kids say so, as they hold the gem that is the monster's genie in a lamp, if you will. Get ready for some silly Billy adventures with Psycho Goreman. That's right, Psycho Goreman. I was unaware about this film. Apparently it came out last year, but of course, as I said before, someone wrote in and said, hey, would love to hear your thoughts about this movie, and here we are. Written and directed by Steven Kosansky, who has directed a couple of things like a film called Manborg, a film called The Void, and Leprechaun Returns. Also done a bit of TV here and there, and a couple of short films, but is most notably known for doing creature, makeup, and I suppose gore effects for other things. And in this film, it sure shows. We open with two ADHD kids rolling around in the mud in their backyard playing a game while some awesome, totally rad 80s metal music blares in the background. How this film got footage from my childhood is beyond me. I actually feel personally attacked. But little Wednesday Addams and Pugsley dig up an old ancient gem in their backyard, which summons a creature who looks like a mix between Martian Manhunter and the creature from Jeepers Creepers, which the little psychotic girl renames Psycho Goreman. Good old Goreman plays an old djinn on the kids, Djinn from Wishmaster, and states that he must do everything the little psychotic girl says because she holds the gem, which is the source of all of his powers. Psycho Goreman is an intergalactic monster way up from the stars who has an absolute stiffy for murder, torture, and gore and chaos. This is a horror comedy. It's very funny. The humour very much landed. Most of the humour stemming from Psycho Goreman himself, playing a bit of a fish out of water scenario here, using his epically superhero-esque dialogue, juxtaposing whatever's happening in the scene. You know, kind of pulling an R-rated Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy on us. We get Goreman's backstory here, which is actually absolutely gruesome and hilarious, that goes full-blown comic book superhero. We also get a bunch of Power Rangers bad guys show up who hate Goreman and want him dead, and send, of course, the obligatory cannon fodder that he must fight, as well as an arch-nemesis from his past. The creature effects are absolutely stellar. They're so much fun, and they're awesome. You can tell that that's where the writer-director, his talent truly lies, and where his heart really is. And like I said, the comedy really lands. Great dialogue, the script is hilarious, I laughed out loud many times. We get an absolute bukkake party of horror film effects here. We get puppetry, claymation, green screen, cosplay rubbery outfits, all drizzled with a little bit of CGI. It's a practical effects fan's wet dream. In saying that, thinking about it upon reflection, just give me a sec, I've just got to quickly change my pants. We even get an 80s metal music montage. That's right, it is so good with the music. Where has that been for the last 30 years? And all the music in this is absolutely phenomenal, absolutely stellar, composed by Blitz Berlin, I believe they're called. They get electric guitars, synth, and some awesome high-pitched 80s metal music. I mean, the music is so good, I can't gush about it enough. Like, even after this film finished, 15 minutes later, I was still hard. The film looks really crisp, colourful, and bright, like it's a quirky comedy, which it is, but it's also the gore comes a-calling. And with the gore, there's a lot of it. It's almost over the top and comical, but it actually suits the style of the film in a good way. It's like if you ever wanted to see an R-rated, gory episode of Power Rangers, and you're halfway there. The acting is a little over the top, but again, it suits the style of the film. It's a low-budget horror film with a lot of comedy inserted into it. It's the kind of film you'd find on that streaming service Shudder, which, oddly enough, you can actually find this film on. The main girl here is played by Nita Josie Hanna. Probably butchered that name, sorry about that. But she absolutely carries the film. And if anything, she's the lead of this film. It is her movie, and Psycho Goreman's just kind of there at times. Although some of her acting came across a bit like she was a mini Gilmore Girls at times, it still worked and she was still awesome. We also get a lot of nice setups and payoffs in this film. Remember those? Man, I miss those in movies. If this was an elevator pitch for the film, it would be Suburban Commando meets Wishmaster. It's definitely a particular kind of film. I don't know how to phrase this, but like, it's very crystal clear, well shot, low budget comedy horror film. It's the kind of film you would find at Monster Fest. Oddly enough, that festival is coming here in December, and there might be a feature film on opening night that's already sold out that features yours truly doing a cameo in here. But we're not here to review that. Just excuse me a second, I've just got to go pick up the plug that I just dropped. This film is awesome. It's grotesque with dark sense of humour, absolutely batshit crazy, and it shows the love and attention put into gore, puppetry, and creature effects. 2 thumbs up. I'm surprised I didn't actually see this film or hear about it when it came out. And yeah, it did come out last year, but yeah, it's on Shudder, like I said before. Highly recommended if you like comedy horror. Support this film. It's awesome. Guys, write down below what film you would like me to review in the future. Preferably in the horror genre, or action or comedy, but yeah, horror first preference. Yeah, write down below what you want me to review. And if you made it this far into the episode, please give us a thumbs up, because your love and support keeps this channel going, because we love movies, and I assume so do you as well. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon, because we give out episodes weekly, and we'll see you next week for the next episode, and until then, stay spooky, kids.